What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Gerald from Bank of Gerald here with another video update. Today is Monday, January the 24th, 2022, 9:12 a.m. Eastern. And we're going to go ahead and get started with a little bit of updates from a platform that has decided that it's going to leave us. It's thinking about coming back in another different way. You know, we've heard that kind of stuff before. And they're issuing out refunds to those investors that have, or those people out there that have not withdrawn more than they've deposited. And if that's you, then tune in. We've got some updates. I'm going to bring up the Facebook group so you guys can see kind of what's going on in there. For those of you that aren't on Facebook, and we're going to talk about some updates. This is Futurestrade that we are talking about. And before I get started, I want to remind everyone that I am not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice, and I'm not your financial advisor. I'm just a dude on YouTube that's cranking out that crypto on many different platforms, nothing less and nothing more. If you like this content, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And if you haven't already, make sure you hit the notification bell as well. As you all know, I've been documenting my journey in Futurestrade since the 27th or the 28th of November. Can't remember, but it's one of those two dates. So it's been almost 2 months since I have personally been affiliated with Futurestrade.io. As we all know, and as I've been talking about, Futurestrade has decided to leave as far as doing business as it has been. And there's a lot going on. There's a lot of people talking. There's a lot of real people on Facebook all over the world that are just in shock. All right? So I have up the Futurestrade Facebook group, and I wanted to share some updates. So this is an update from one of the people. I don't know if you guys remember a video that I did about someone mentioning compliance. This was the person that mentioned compliance, and he has an update. He said this was about an hour ago, all right, from 9:15 Eastern Time, a.m. He says, update, hi all, it's been a really busy night and morning for us all. There have been several developments this morning, and we will update everyone as we go. I have been tasked with keeping everyone up to date with things as they develop. Today, there have been a small team of people put together in which I am one of them to help process refunds for those that have requested them and deal directly with the company. For those who have requested a refund, you will be emailed once more from Futurestrade confirming what you wish to do and given options. I cannot go into details now, but all will become clear as we move forward. I cannot confirm when these emails will go out. It will be shortly. We will issue refunds following a structured process. Again, we will update as this is worked out. I will not be answering personal messages from people about what is happening, so don't bother to ask. We are putting things in place as we go to make sure that people who wish to be paid out are, and those who decide to stay with Futurestrade in a newly formed structure can do so. We are in contact with people who have been through the situation before. Let's see, where did it go? Situation before, and have legal advice as to what needs to happen moving forward. And Dylan will have 2 high-level calls by the end of today on all this. Please just remain calm and stay connected to this group so we can keep everyone informed of developments and options going forward. Today is day 1. All right. So people are saying thanks for the update. You know, they're keeping all the, what's the refund up email. All right. And I'm going to bring this up for you guys to see. It says, here's how you get your refund. You will email us your details at refunds@futurestrade.io. If you guys need to pause the video, if you're one of those people that is looking for a refund, this is the process that they are giving to get that. With your username, total active deposit, and total withdrawal amount, and your BTC address where we will send the refund. He says, I love you all for being so supportive, and thank you to those who have been constantly helping me eradicate the negative and wrong attention to Futurestrade. We will be stronger and better than this together. All right. So that's just somebody responding to say, hey, what's the refund email? So that's one post, and that was about an hour ago, and that's probably the latest post. Dylan posted about 3 hours ago. Refund process will start today, and those who get the refund, please post in the group with the screenshot or make a video, please. So he's asking people to help build his credibility back, in summary, by taking a screenshot of your refund and making a video, or making a video. All right. Here's another admin's post that just showed up here. This was from 35 minutes ago. It says, we are beginning the refund process for those with under $200. Those members will be refunded in full. We will then move on to members who want the pack closing early and email accepting the 30% deduction. All right, so some people are saying, what kind of penalty are we taking now? I think it's better for all of us to get our refund first, and then anyone that wants to join, they can join at their own risk, which I agree with. I mean, it's everyone's risk in the beginning anyway. As we first started talking about Futurestrade, even through the end, we always said these platforms could be here today and gone tomorrow. So everyone here at BOJ has been well informed that this kind of stuff can happen. And of course, if you've been watching me from the beginning, we don't fall in love, even though they get real good looking for a little while. We can't fall in love with these platforms. And this platform really just, if it pulled out, if it's not issuing refunds, I see the effort here, right? I can see some effort in the Facebook group. Of course, people are going to have mixed feelings about everything. But, and of course, there's people that have been big leaders in this platform. Some of them are showing their faces and talking about things. Some of them have ducked away and they're hiding. They're changing their Facebook profile pictures. It really does suck for what's happened, because especially when things get to Facebook and you start talking and bragging about what the company's doing for you. I literally saw people saying, I went from begging on the street and now I'm in Futurestrade making more money than I ever have in my life. This was like 3-4 days ago. People were saying this. So you have to understand, different people came to this in different ways. I don't know how many of them watch my channel, how many of them were prepared to manage their risk in any of these platforms. But this is the kind of stuff that can happen, man. These platforms can get really big, really popular, and then next thing you know, they just leave for reasons we can't even really explain. Dylan, they say he made an emotional decision, right? As a trader, as a master trader, it was what we were calling him. You kind of trust traders at that level to have their composure. And I believe he had his composure during his video. Some of you are going to say he's fake. I've even seen articles that say that's not even his real name. I've seen a lot of stuff. People have been sending me stuff, and I read it every now and then. But the fact of the matter is, the platform is no longer paying. As of yesterday, it took away the whole withdrawal option. And the problem that I had, here's another thing. I know people really like Dylan, and I was one of those people that, I liked him enough to have a level of trust that he was doing what he said he was doing. All right. Everyone can understand how my posture was. I don't like comments like this, kind of like subtly, blaming different things than he talked about in the beginning. First, he said it was a letter that he received. And then I'm hearing like people out there that are like, yo, letters don't even come on Sunday. What are you talking about? I was like, dang, they on his tail. But he said stuff like people have lost billions when Bitcoin crashed from 69,000 to 33K now. So are you going to blame Binance or CMC? And people don't care about Binance or CMC. They want to know how they're going to get their money back. And I just think it's extremely, the awareness level. Like, you know how you have levels on Madden or 2K, whatever sports game you play, and you know how you have that awareness trait? His awareness has got to be like on a 65. Because people don't want to, they don't care about they were just bragging about the fact that, you know, you can win in your trades whether the Bitcoin goes down or up. So you don't care that they were trying to withdraw so they can buy Bitcoin at 33,000. They ain't blaming Binance or CMC. They blaming you, bro. Anyway, some of them are, some of them aren't. But this is just crazy because 19 hours ago, we get this video on here talking about we have made you more money in the last 3 months than you will ever make in any other project, which is a extremely, y'all know I love a bold statement now, but that's bold. Because I know a lot of people in a lot of opportunities that have made more money than even I've made in the last 2 months. And to be honest with you, I haven't made a whole lot of money. I know it says on my back office I've withdrawn 130-something thousand. But as you can see, I deposited about 120-something thousand. So I took a little bit of profits here and there, but your boy was buying different packages. You know, I bought the 10-day package. I bought the 4% package like 3-4 times. I was getting in packages. I was building a daily income. So my thing was different. But anyway, this is just a kind of a look of what's going on in the Facebook group. You know, let me see if I can refresh this to see if there's anything new here. Nope. So last was just 42 minutes ago. People are wondering, you know, what's going on. So if you missed the refund process, I put what they've posted up. Hope you either can screenshot that, and if you qualify for the refund that they're saying, try to get whatever you can get back. You know, no sense in not trying. I've heard some people say that the email address wasn't working at first, but I stopped hearing about that complaint. And I'm sure there's hundreds of thousands, maybe not hundreds of thousands, but definitely thousands of people that are trying to figure out how to get some of their money back. Of course, I don't qualify because the number that I have withdrawn is higher than the number that I have active deposit. So it's all good. You know, it is what it is. I was prepared for a platform like this. And I also want to take this time. I'm going to stop my share real quick because I want to talk directly to the camera. I want to take this time to thank everyone that reached out to me and was talking, you know, just trying to give me a positive word. You know what I'm saying? I'm a pretty positive person on my own, but everybody needs just a little bit of encouragement. And even though I had a goal and a plan in this platform, and some of you have been watching and you kind of know how much I had invested in this platform, I want to thank everyone that reached out just to give me a positive word. And, you know, even if I may have, you know, took it wrong and said, you know, things like, oh, I don't need to hear I told you so or nothing like that. I want everybody to know that BOJ is good. We're good over here. And we're good because we've learned how to manage our risk over this time that we've been dealing with Hyips and different platforms like this. And you never want to invest in this is a key lesson. You never want to invest anything that you aren't willing to lose. Because of what these platforms have done in my life, I'm always going to talk about them because there's some that win massive. And when you learn the strategies and you learn the way to maneuver these Hyips at different platforms and even find platforms that are legit because they're out here. They are out here. Hyips don't last long. We have to understand we never want to bet the house. So even though you may have seen a high active deposit out of me, just know that that was all strategic. It was all strategic. You know? You have to have a strategy. You have to battle their exit strategy with your own exit strategy is what you have to do. When you get in platforms, sometimes you just got to stake your claim. You say, I'm not going to put no more than this out of my own money. Now, of course, I had the option every single time that I talked about a new package. Every single time that I brought up that 4%, that 200%, that 150%. And 2 of those I got in. One of them I got in 3-4 times. They were all because I had a goal. And my goal was a certain amount of income a day. I surpassed the goal that I initially set. So everything after that was either a new goal or house money. And say what you want about being a person that documents their journey and shares, it with others. But there's value in making a decision. There's value in taking massive action. There's value in sharing your experiences. And because I've chosen to do that, I believe things are always going to be okay. I was inspired in a comment, and I got to call that person back. I was inspired in a comment that I saw, and the person said, I was so committed to Futurestrade, and then they stopped doing what they said they were going to do. They didn't send out those signed contracts for the plans that we joined. They didn't launch their trading academy on time, and it just broke my trust. So I stopped talking about it. But then he said, "You've inspired me to talk about this experience, the negative experience." And I said that to say this yesterday. I said people need to talk about their experiences, positive and negative, all the way around. You can choose to pick a side which way you want to go. You can decide to be all negative. You can decide to be all positive. You can decide to have a mix of both. You can decide to just keep it real all around. But I feel like we help others either way. So to that person that decides they're going to start a YouTube channel because of some of the experiences that they've had in these platforms, I was you. I was you. In May last year, I was you. Things were happening. I was making 2.5% on like 30 grand. I was like, this is real? And guess what? It went away. It went away. I had a choice at that point. I could say, man, forget this. I'm not talking about this stuff. Ain't no way. And I was battling it because I knew there was trolls out there. I'm very familiar with social media and how it works. I'm a musician. This is, I get it. There's trolls out there. There's people that hate on you for no reason. There's people that love you for no reason. And we're grateful for both of those people. Because it's either going to fuel us and take us to where we need to go, or it's going to help us make a decision to stop. And for me, it fueled me to just go ahead and just start. Share my experiences, good or bad. You're going to have people that hate. Haters are there for a reason. They're there to shape and mold you into the person that you're supposed to be. You have to have those experiences where you're pissed off, where you're lost, where you got taken advantage of, where so you can learn how to bounce back from that. Because as long as you got air in your body, you can bounce back. So I know I'm rapping. I'm on a tangent right now, and this is a Futurestrade update. So I want to get back on track with that to close out. But Futurestrade seems like it's trying to do refunds for those of you that qualify. Those of you that are supposed to get under $200 or something like that, apparently they're trying to process your stuff right now. For those of you that can't get in the Facebook group, I'll try to continue to keep you updated. Hopefully they don't boot me out for doing that. But I think this is a help to those that need it, especially those that have been watching me and my journey in Futurestrade and are looking for what to do next. But here at BOJ, we've taken this as a learning lesson. Statistically, we didn't lose. A lot of you that got in from the very beginning that still exercise that management of risk, you didn't lose either. It's just a learning lesson. And we're going to be on to the next. We're always going to talk about great platforms here. I'm going to take a bit of a break and handle some business, but we're going to come back later on in the afternoon, and we're going to talk about some of the winners here. You know, because as Futurestrade was winning, we talked about it winning. And this ain't the only pony we got in the stable. We got some stallions. Now, Futurestrade was a little baby. It was a little baby stallion. It was a strong colt. 2 months. Not bad for hype. It just really blew up. And that's what happens when you got the right kind of people talking about it. So, you know, it is what it is. Put your 2FA on all the platforms that will allow you and all your wallets, because crypto is the wild, wild west. If you ain't strapped, you're bound to get hacked. Ask me how I know. It's not very fun. If you like this content, hit subscribe. And if you want to be notified about everything going on here at BOJ, make sure you just hit that notification bell, all right? I'll see y'all on the next video that we do in the afternoon. This is a Futurestrade update, talking a little bit about Facebook. Plenty bull jive. You know what I'm saying? As you can see, I'm still a little lost for words. But we're going to figure it out. We always bounce back here at BOJ. Y'all know we'll find the next thing. We'll go ahead and crank it out, all right? Peace out, and another shout-out to all the people that reached out to me with all the positive words. Y'all are not being ignored, and I appreciate you all. Peace out.